Welcome to Back into the Future with Mark and Carol. Well, hello everybody. Do not adjust your dials. It is January 29th, 2021!
Right?
Wow. I am Mark. With me, as always, is my girlfriend. No, my wife.
Yeah. Hey.
Carol. How are you doing, Carol?
I'm so happy to be able to say I'm your wife.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Crazy, right? I'm doing great. We've had a good 25 years here.
Right.
At Massive Late Fee. It's good. It's freeing to be able to speak in modern language.
Right?
Not that we do a great job with.
No, we pretty much speak in modern language in retro late fee.
I guess. We don't say happening enough. We don't say radical quite as often. Cool beans.
Cool Beans, I think, is older. I think that's like 80s.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
We should say, what's up?
Ugh, yeah, we should. Blah.
Anyway, this is the first episode of a brand new thing that we're doing, and you're getting a little sneak preview here. If you go to patreon.com/retrolatefee and sign up for our Patreon, then you can get an episode every 2 weeks of this, along with other bonus shows that we're going to be doing and rolling out throughout the next couple months. We have some things on the horizon, stuff we're talking about that we think will be interesting to you guys, and it's all available there at Patreon. It helps support us, helps support you. I can finally plug, it supports them. It emotionally supports them, Carol.
Because you get more of us.
That's right.
And you know that is better than your morning coffee.
Absolutely. What's a better pick-me-up? Your morning coffee or Carol mispronouncing something?
Hey, now.
Or getting some kind of fact wrong, or not knowing that diamonds exist.
Most of the time, my facts are not wrong. They're just not in the right time.
That's correct. But yeah, check us out on Patreon.com. I can finally spruik our Twitter and our Facebook.
I'm on Twitter as retro_Carol, right?
Yep.
That's what it is.
That's right. And we're retro_latefee on Twitter. We're on Instagram. What is it? Retro Late Fee Pod on Instagram?
On Instagram. Retro Late Fee Pod.
You can check out our Facebook group. Guys, go to our Facebook group and start posting stuff. Create a community.
There's people there, but people aren't talking.
Yeah,
say some shit.
There's we have 1,000 members and no one ever says anything.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of lonely.
It is. So interact with us. Anyway,
we want to play.
You still can go to retrolatefee.com. But let's get into what we're actually going to talk about instead of spending 10 minutes boring them on. We're just excited that we get to plug our stuff. We can't say 25 years ago we can't be like Twitter exists.
Oh, and rate us on iTunes.
That's right. Yes. Leave a review on iTunes. It really helps out a lot.
Yes.
If you go to iTunes. Even if you don't use iTunes, just go there and leave a review.
Please.
Of our show.
One more thing, and then we'll go into the show. Mm-hmm. There's a new podcast thing called Breaker.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it, and I use it all the time, and I wish you guys would too.
Follow us on Fluttergork, too.
What the hell is that?
Oh, I forgot.
Fluttergork. It sounds like some kind of fucking like cartoon. Or...
That didn't exist in 2021.
What?
See, we're actually recording this in 2046.
Ha ha ha.
We're 25 years.
You're so weird.
We're still 25 years into the future.
You're so weird.
Yeah, I know. So, on this show, we are going to... This show's going to be a lot like Retro Late Fee, but... Oh, by the way, for anyone that's wondering, I always wonder if people wonder about this. I have another podcast that I do with my friend Mike called Massive Late Fee. That was the one that came first. And Carol and I, we came up with this... I came up with the idea of doing something 25 years ago. And I wanted Carol to do it with me. And it was going to be our Patreon exclusive for Massive Late Fee.
Right.
And that's why we called it Retro Late Fee. But I liked it so much, I thought, I'm just going to put it out there. And it kind of just became its own thing and got its own fan base. And there's a bunch of people that listen to our show that don't listen to Massive Late Fee, and I assume vice versa. So,
but yeah, that's what Massive Late Fee is, in case you wondered.
Right. But that's, yeah. So our show, in essence, is Massive Late Fee from the past.
Yeah.
But this show is going to be a lot like Retro Late Fee, but it's modern time. We're going through this pandemic with you.
Yep.
We're going through sieges on the American Capitol with you.
Trump is finally out of the office. Thank you, Lord.
Sorry to talk about politics, everybody.
That's going to be the all of it, though.
Right. No, I'm sure we'll mention things from time to time.
I don't want to.
No, we're not going to cover politics. We're not going to do political news.
I want this to be a happy place.
I'm just saying every once in a while, our actual political ideology might come out.
Like lately, I've been binge watching Bachelor in Paradise
in Paradise
while I'm working from home because I pretend that life is happier and you know there's like crabs running around on the beach and.
Trust me, there's crabs
running all around
Bachelor
there. Yeah.
Paradise. There's a lot of. It's the last habitat for crabs.
But it's just nice to have happy places that 2020 never touched. So
that's correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna go through reviews of stuff we're watching now, stuff we're watching in the modern times. Most of what we watch now is on Netflix or HBO Max or, the streaming stuff. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to probably talk about movies we see. Might do some entertainment news kind of stuff. We might have some other segments that we can't do on Retro Late Fee.
Yeah, I'm sure it will change just like Retro Late Fee changed over time.
Mm-hmm. But essentially we're going to be doing the same show, but it's the modern age.
Yeah.
So, for the first thing, we're going to talk about something from back in 2013.
Yeah. So long ago.
How modern.
Yeah. But no, okay, True Blood.
Yes.
I love True Blood, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Actually, real quick, though, before we get into True Blood, because True Blood is going to be like our main segment, and I want to spend a lot of time on True Blood. Let us actually talk about something that's really modern, though.
Sure.
We're watching WandaVision now.
Yes, we are.
What do you think of WandaVision so far?
I don't think I like it.
Yeah?
Like, I'm lost, kind of. I mean...
It's a lot like Lost.
You explain it to me because you've done all the research, but, like, we don't read the comics, and so all these little, like, nuances, I don't get them. And each episode is, like, its own contained little episode from the past.
Yeah.
And...
What a shitty idea.
Right? So, like, the first one was 50s, second one was 60s, and the one we watched last night was the 70s.
A lot of people don't get that, by the way, that the second episode is 50. Because they're both in black and white. And I've heard so many people, I mentioned this on Massive Late Fee, I've heard so many people say, it starts out in the 50s, and then, it's like, no, the second episode is the 60s. She brings the beds together, and then makes it into one bed. She's wearing, like, capri slacks. So the fashion's different. It's like Bewitched.
Yeah.
It goes from a 50s show to an early 60s show, then into the 70s.
Isn't it a different house every time, or is it just decorated that different?
I think it's just decorated differently. I think it's the same house, similar layout, but it's just decorated differently.
Huh. Okay. It's a nice idea, but I would like to know more about what's actually going on, because it's like you spend the whole episode just watching these contained stories, and that's kind of what it feels like. Like I'm watching an old rerun or something.
I go back and forth on it. See, that's the thing. I don't know if it was Steve Rogers, Captain America, and Peggy Carter.
Okay.
Then it might be more interesting. I don't know that Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, and Vision are interesting enough characters to really carry this premise. But Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany are both really good in the show. And they're growing on me. Their characters are growing on me. But in the movies, their characters are kind of one-dimensional and a little bland.
They're still kind of one-dimensional and a little bland. I mean...
I think they're becoming more well-rounded, though.
At least she guess so.
She is. Vision is still one-dimensional, but...
Yeah. I don't know what motivates them.
Well, he's dead, for one, and so I don't... That's the part of the problem is I don't know what we're seeing.
Right.
I'm starting to get it that she's created this world where Vision is still alive, but I don't know what year it is in the real world outside of where they are. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the stakes are.
Right.
I mean, if she's just created this... Now, I can come up with stuff in my head. Maybe she's created this world and it's slowly growing and growing and growing and taking over more and more of the actual real world and sucking more people in, and it's a danger. Or... maybe not. Maybe nothing's maybe not. Maybe she's just lost in this world of her own making.
Right. Well, I have a feeling we're going to find out more in the next episode because they finally made a connection with the outside world in this episode.
Yeah. It's a slow burn, this show. But yeah, like you said, it's too much. The last episode was not so much the sitcom plot. She's pregnant and she's going to have a kid, and it's very accelerated. But they spend a lot more time on the mystery surrounding things than they do like a sitcom plot.
True.
They're starting to lean more into it, and I assume that they'll continue to do that. But the first couple episodes, especially the first episode, it's like, this is just an episode of I Love Lucy.
Right. Yeah, it was really bizarre.
Basically, and with one thing at the end that was like, that's weird. Mm-hmm. And then the second episode was was pretty much an episode of Bewitched with a little more of what the fuck's going on here. And then this last episode was more of what's going on here, I think, than
I just want to know what's going on here.
What her what do you call it? Her subterfuge or whatever. Her illusion is breaking down.
Yeah.
And it continues to break down more and more and more. And Vision's discovering things like neighbors, tearing into his wall with their hedge clipping equipment because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or they don't know what the fuck's going on, or whatever. And she's had to stop him from seeing that beekeeper dude in the last episode, and then she changed. Like, he sat down and he's like, something's wrong here, all this stuff. And we didn't even see it. She just kind of magically, we're back in time. Mm-hmm. It didn't reverse or anything. And, then he went another way. She made him go another way. So it's like, I don't even know what he is. That's part of the problem. I don't know what he is.
Yeah, we don't know if he is dead because he was dead in the movie, or like, is it a time when he was alive? Is that his soul? Is it somebody she's pretending?
I don't know.
No.
All I know is that the last time we saw him, Thanos was ripping that stone out of his head.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has the stone. It's hard for me to see.
He does.
Isn't it just painted that color? Is the stone actually in there?
I thought it was. I'll have to look closer next time.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's just painted. I'm thinking that stone's not actually in there. Because the stone shouldn't be there anymore.
Again, though, you're assuming that this is in continuity with the movies, and
it is. That's what they've said. They've said that this is going to tie into the movies. The Netflix ones didn't really tie into the movies that much, but these ones are.
All right.
And I don't think this would be a time before Thanos. It doesn't make sense to me, because then, like, why wouldn't anyone talk about that? Remember the time Wanda went nuts?
Right.
So I think this is sometime after. I just don't know. There's a lot of questions we don't have answers to, and that's what's frustrating about the show.
But hopefully we'll get more answers, and it will be less frustrating.
Yeah. I want a solid center. That's what I need. I feel like the show doesn't have a solid core, a nucleus right now.
Right.
And we feel adrift, and I want that solid, what can I grab onto in this show? Yeah. So hopefully it comes in the 80s next week.
I'm excited for the 80s, though. I like 80s.
Yeah, and then the 90s.
Woohoo.
It'll be all that in a bag of chips.
All right.
So, True Blood. We've been watching True Blood on HBO Max.
And we made it through the first season. So, spoilers for the first season.
First time I've ever watched the first season of True Blood, or any of True Blood.
Yeah. Well, I read all the books and watched the first season, maybe the second season, a while ago. But
I want to do bad things with you.
I love the intro to that.
I guess we should start at the beginning, right? Or where? I don't know. How do you want to do this? This is your red wagon. You paint it however you want to.
Okay. What?
That response. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What?
I just heard our child screaming.
Oh, our children are screaming. Go. We can acknowledge that we have kids. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is so unprofessional. This is what it's come to. 2021. We would never do this to you on Retro Late Fee. And you're paying for this. Paying money every month for this. Why would we do this to you? She's still not back. I wonder if somebody broke their leg. Are they dead?
No. They should be, because I should kill them.
Yeah, what happened?
Bella screamed like that because she was trying to scare them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's like, did you forget we're recording or what?
Terrible. Terrible kids. There are no kids on True Blood.
Huh. You're right. Oh, no, that's not true. The redhead has kids.
Yeah, that's right. She's got 2 kids.
Yeah.
She's the only parent in the entire town.
So, okay. We've got Sookie Stackhouse.
Sookie!
She is the main character in the show.
Played by Anna Paquin.
Who I think is gorgeous and he thinks is like...
Gorgeous!
Yeah.
That is such a... No offense, Anna Paquin. That is such a stretch.
Why?
Well, first of all, she's got a Lauren Hutton-style gap in her teeth. And her teeth in general are just not great. And she's not my type. She's not ugly. She's just not my type.
I think she's very cute, and she has a nice body. And
plus, the last time I remember seeing her before this was when she won an Oscar at 9 years old or whatever, or 5.
How talented she must be, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's kind of talented. She's not the best actress in the world. There's no one on this show that is what I would consider at the top of the acting game.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Alexander Skarsgård.
I think at that time he was working on it.
That's the blonde.
I don't think he was there yet. Like, I think he's doing better now than he was then.
Oh, yeah?
Don't you?
I don't know. I don't have much to compare it to. Because I haven't seen him in a lot.
I thought... Wait, you and Mike talked about True Blood, right?
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Didn't Mike mention him?
Yeah, he's in The Stand, but I haven't seen it.
See? So he's doing something else now, too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Bill Skarsgård, his brother, was Pennywise.
Yeah. And he was in a show that no one ever talks about, and sometimes I feel like I dreamt that it exists, called Hemlock Grove.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But I loved Hemlock Grove, too.
You read those books, too.
Well, there's only one book.
Remember that you showed me the one sentence, and you're like, what does this mean, or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's terrible grammar.
Yeah, he's not a fan of the author of Hemlock Grove.
I just don't... The writing is... I get offended when I see bad writing from people that sell a lot of books.
Well, you know what though?
It's
It's because the story is good. I mean, back in the day,
my stories aren't good.
Your stories are really fantastic. Okay, but you can't hate on people for liking a good story, even if the grammar is not good.
I can hit on people all I want. It's one of the great joys of my life.
Well, people used to sit around the frickin' like campfire telling stories, right? It wasn't even written.
Sure.
And
yes.
So, I mean, I'm just saying I don't think that, like, the story is the most important part.
You think their grammar was not good or something?
Probably. I don't know.
Oh, go. I think, sir, can you imagine grammar Nazis in the caveman days?
Right.
Don't you mean ug-erg? This dude thinks that URG and URGH are the same word. Don't confuse them.
I like books for their stories. I'm sorry. Like, it's not like I don't enjoy classics, but
Yeah, stories aren't important. Yes.
True Blood.
True Blood.
In this world.
Do you want to buy some True Blood? Can you buy True Blood? I bet you can.
I bet you could in 2013.
Well, I just came up with that year. I don't know that.
What the hell, Mark?
I just pulled that year out of my
See, we
ass.
can look stuff up and even say we're looking stuff up because, you know, the internet exists.
Google exists.
Yeah. We have phones.
So does Fluttergork Plus. Oh, wait, you guys aren't there yet.
Would you stop with
2046 in the house.
You weirdo.
I am 66 years old. That's a frightening thought. Oh my God, get your glasses on.
I know, I'm so old. Actually, it's even older.
2008.
2008. The first season was 2008.
Right, so that's only 13 years ago.
Yeah, I guess that is a while ago.
Maybe we should have done this where we just set this in 2008.
Right? Because we were talking about doing a different one where we do random years.
Oh, don't spoil it for people.
All right, well, you can edit it out.
Anyway, True Blood.
So this exists in a world where vampires have come out and said, you know, hey, we're here,
Come out of the closet.
Kind of like, you know, homosexuals coming out.
We're here. We're undead.
Get used to it, yeah. So, for some reason, though, there are all these other kinds of magical creatures in this universe, but they're not out.
It makes no sense to me.
Just vampires.
This world is nuts. There are so many different kinds of mythological beings that just are living under our noses, and nobody knew.
Right.
Come on.
Well, because there's like Sam Merlot is a shapeshifter, and
You can turn into a little puppy.
and a bird.
What a badass. Birds are hard, he said. Cats he could do.
Oh, he can't do a bird.
He said he can do a bird, but it's hard flying. He said he could never fly. Never get the flying down.
That sucks.
Yeah. He sucks.
But, like, I know from having read the books that there's also, like, were-panthers and were-tigers, and, like, I think pretty much all different kinds of animals.
Mermaids. Mermen.
No. And then...
Sookie can read people's minds.
Yes. Yeah, well, and because I read the books, I know why that is, but I won't spoil it for you, because we're just talking about season 1.
Oh, okay. Because so she's something, too? See, now you're going to have me thinking all about this shit when you shouldn't have even said anything.
Because then you'll want to watch it more. Yay. So
I'll just read it.
She starts dating Bill Compton, who is their neighbor, who is also a vampire. Mm-hmm. And his family owned the property like when he was alive. And he's just kept it the whole time.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know
I
how
was kind of confused by that. Like, I don't remember exactly how he...
I think maybe he inherited it, actually. I think his last living relative died or something like that.
And then he got it.
And he got it because now vampires have rights.
Right.
Some rights, anyway. So he was able to inherit it, I believe.
Yeah, I got the feeling like it was new that he was there.
Yeah.
So, okay. So him and Sookie are dating. And her brother Jason...
You'll often find them in the car necking.
Her brother Jason is just a giant man whore. And every woman he sleeps with
dies.
Ends up dead.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he only sleeping with girls that are sleeping with vampires? What's up with that?
I don't think that's... So, he sleeps with Maudette, I think. And she had slept with a vampire.
Yeah.
And then the girl that he was dating, what's her name? Lizzie Kaplan. She didn't sleep with a vampire, but she was killed for doing V.
But wasn't there another one?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought there was a third.
His grandmother gets killed.
Yeah.
And then it turns out the guy's sister got killed because he killed her. And then I'm trying to think who the other victim was. I think there was one other victim, but was it somebody that he slept with too? Maybe it was.
I feel like it was.
Wasn't there another waitress that worked at the bar that he had sex with? The one that she introduced him to V, I think, or something.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. My memory is not that good.
I think he slept with another waitress at the bar.
Yeah.
And then she ended up dead, too.
But...
So that's like 3 waitresses he went through. Sam must be pissed, too.
Right? Yeah, Sam's having a hard time keeping help there.
Good thing Tara's not fucking vampires.
No, she's fucking shapeshifters.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing that exists.
She doesn't know that, though.
That's true. But that's another thing that exists is the...
Black people. There's black people in this world.
Or I guess it doesn't exist because it was a fraud, like having the exorcism. Yeah. Yeah. You were all like, it's so fun watching it because I know stuff and he doesn't. He's like, do you think it was real? I believe that in a world with vampires, demons exist. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. It's real.
How fun for you.
It is. So what do you think of the whole Sam and Bill and Sookie love triangle that's going on?
I hate it. I think it's dumb and trite.
Okay.
That's all.
See, it kind of reminds me of...
I wish I had better thoughts on it, but it reminds me of Jacob and Edward and Bella.
And I am team Jacob, and I am team Sam.
Okay. I don't care. I don't like Sookie. I don't think she's a good person. I don't think she's a good character. And I don't particularly care for Bill that much either. And I have said on more than one occasion... Sam's fine. I've said on more than one occasion, if I were in this world, so because it's a TV show, I can easily root for the vampires and be like, no, they shouldn't, be just. I can see the allegory because it's obviously an allegory to homosexuality. It's an allegory to African Americans. It's an allegory to any. You can twist it to be an allegory for pretty much any oppressed group,
right?
But it's mostly homosexuality and some, civil rights stuff too,
right?
And I can easily, because it's a show, I can easily connect with the people that are fighting for equal rights for these people because of the allegory. But if I lived in this world, I'd want to kill as many... I'd be a fucking vampire hunter. I'd want to kill as many of them as possible. They are... It doesn't matter how nice they try to be. They're predators.
Yeah.
Human beings are their prey. It's like be or be killed. It's like saying that, we're just going to live in harmony with these tigers. Right. They're just going to be in and out of our neighborhoods and stuff like that. Maybe we'll start relationships with some of them. And then occasionally some of us will get eaten. That's just the cost of doing business in order to give them their free rights.
Here's the thing, though, is like with Bill, he's trying to be nice and stuff, but he's like the only vampire I can think of that we've met so far anyway that is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most of them are kind of assholes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it does make it hard to root for them and as a whole. I can root for Bill because I know, he's trying to be a gentleman and he's trying to look out for Sookie and,
Yeah, Bill's fine, I guess. I don't particularly... He's a very flat, uninteresting character to me.
Yeah.
And Sookie, I don't like. I think she's selfish and just weird, and I just don't like her character.
She's supposed to be weird.
I really don't like her character. Sam is fine. He's a little vanilla, but he's okay. And, I mean, he's got some stuff going on now with his past and his parents, now that we're actually finding some more out about him. Mm. But I like Jason. I like Tara. I like Tara's cousin, who I can't remember, who's fucking...
He's my favorite.
Dead now, probably. I like him. I like a lot of the side characters and what they're going through. I find Sookie insufferable.
She is kind of annoying.
So
honestly.
I don't care who she ends up with. It doesn't matter to me. Like that's I guess that's maybe a detriment to the show. But there's enough about the rest of it that I like. Like even the detective Belfour.
Oh god, I hate him so much.
But he's an interesting character. I don't like him as a character, but he's an interesting character.
Yeah.
Like Sookie's and it's easy to hate him because he's kind of like an antagonist. Mm-hmm. When your supposed star, your protagonist, is fucking annoying, and you don't like them as a person, as a character, it's hard. It's like with Breaking Bad and stuff like that, right? Like he's an anti-hero, but there's a lot we can root for about him. He has enough redeeming qualities, at least at the beginning, that you can really, even when he does fucked up shit, you can be like, yeah, kill those fuckers. Like, for him. If she turned bad, I'd be like, well, fucking good riddance to you. There's nothing I root about for her.
What is it about her that you don't like so much?
Like I said, the biggest thing is she's selfish. She's a very self-centered character. She cares about what's good for her, what she needs. Oh, like when Bill had to go defend himself.
Yeah.
Bill saves her life.
That's true.
Bill has to go defend himself to the vampires, and she's like, "Oh, he's not here. If he really cared, he'd be here for me." And shit. It's like he's in big trouble because of you, you fucking whiny, selfish bastard. And she's like that in a lot of... She gets into a fight with Tara at one point. She does not give a shit about what happens to Tara or anything going on with Tara. She just cares about herself. Everyone is supposed to, like, bend to her as opposed to her take... You know, as a protagonist, she would naturally take center stage. But it's like... So in Star Wars, for instance, right? Luke Skywalker is the main character, the protagonist. He's our viewpoint character because he's coming into this larger world. So we're learning everything as he's learning it. Similar to Suki. She's learning stuff along with us, or we're learning stuff along with her. But he fits in with all these different people. When he's on the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo's in charge. He's part of that adventure and everything, but he's not... He doesn't have to make it all about him. Han Solo gets to take center stage, or Princess Leia gets to take center stage, or like even Chewbacca sometimes gets to take center stage, right? Suki always has to be center stage. She can't fit in a dynamic with anybody else because everything... It's like... She's like a black hole. All gravity must bend towards her. And I don't like that in a character.
Yeah. I feel like that might be at least partially due to, you know, her parents passing away when she was young. And she was the baby.
Right.
So, and Jason feels responsible, so he probably babied her.
Yeah.
And then their grandma probably babied both of them.
Right.
Because, you know, tragedy. So.
Tragedy!
That's part of it.
Yeah.
What do you think about this teenage brat? There's one more kid in there.
I guess.
Bill,
yeah, technically a kid, sure.
Bill. Well, I think she's got to be like 16, 17.
Is that what she's supposed to be?
I think so.
That actress has got to be like 22.
You think?
Probably, yes.
Well, I don't know. She's annoying as fuck.
Yes, she is.
And bratty.
So the dude from Big Love, what's her name? Nikki's first husband from Big Love, is the magistrate, I think they call him. Basically, he's the head judge for the region. I don't know. I guess they're set up like a organized crime or something like that, like the mafia.
Yeah, it's kind of like that in White Wolf, which is a role playing.
What?
It's a role playing game where you play like your vampires. That's kind of set up that way too.
And it's called White Wolf.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
There wolves?
Yeah. There's wolves and vampires.
Why wouldn't it be called White Vampire?
Because I don't
or black,
know. I didn't name
vampire.
It. I'm just
biracial vampire. Let's be progressive.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Would it be so? It's like the black Dracula was Blackula. Would it be Mulatto?
What in the fuck?
Mulatto is not a politically correct term anymore, is it?
No.
Biracialca instead of Dracula. Dr. Acula.
I don't even know how to respond to you right now.
Okay. You rarely do.
Shut up.
So that's usually what you say. So anyway, White Wolf. She plays wolves and vampires.
I wasn't trying to derail this whole conversation. Yes.
What were we talking about?
I never got to play it, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I only read about it.
Carol likes to play role-playing games.
I do.
And she also likes Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that.
You're so weird.
Oh, I should have said you like to role-play.
Yeah, that would have worked.
That joke would have been better.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, no editing. So, you're paying for this, so no edits.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
The way that they have it structured with the vampires.
Oh, yeah. So the magistrate says to him, hey, you killed a vampire that was stealing from another vampire who was clearly going to get killed anyway. But you have never made anybody else into a vampire, so you're going to make this annoying little teenager into a vampire. And do you think he knew? Do you think he knew that she was going to be this annoying? Was that part of the punishment?
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like, based on what she was saying before she got turned, like they just grabbed her off the street.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they'd know her that well.
I was just trying to go to whatever.
Yeah. To her friend's house or whatever.
Yeah, friend's house.
So I don't think so. I think he was attacking his humanity by making him turn her.
Do you have to roll above an 11 for a attack on humanity?
Sure.
How does it work?
Sure, babe.
Doing a spot check for humanity. You see no humanity.
You know that's not a thing.
I don't know how it works.
I mean, if you roll a 20, then you super succeed at whatever you're doing. Okay. And if you roll if you roll a 20, it's a critical hit if it's supposed to be damage.
Okay.
And if you roll like a 1, you're probably gonna die even if you weren't doing anything dangerous.
Wow.
Yeah, but in between, it just kind of depends on the situation.
All right. Well, thanks for taking us through the rules of D&D.
Anytime.
Torque.
Yep. Sorry. And proud of it.
Anyway.
So, there's also the sheriff, Eric
Who
Northman,
shot the sheriff?
Who owns Fantasia, which is the...
Wait, what?
The vampire bar.
That's Alexander Skarsgård.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the actual sheriff of the town.
No, I like the sheriff. Not Andy, but his boss.
Yeah.
But Eric Northman is the sheriff, so he's...
Fantasia. That's very clever.
Yeah. So I feel like we're probably going to see more Fantasia.
Yeah, you know it. You know that.
And I can't wait.
I think he gets a haircut at some point.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I feel like I was making a video or something like that, and I came across this picture to do the video, and he had shorter hair than he does now. I don't know. He's got long, flowing blonde hair.
Depends on, whatever universe you're in. Some vampires can't cut their hair.
What? What universe are you in right now? Holy shit.
Well, no, I'm just thinking about, like, in Interview with a Vampire, they can't change their appearance.
Oh, yeah. So what's her name? Spider-Man's girlfriend tries to cut her hair. Right? What's her name?
I don't remember.
I love that we can make modern references.
Right? And I love that we're old enough people that modern references are from, like, 2005.
No, whatever.
Which was, like, 15, 16
Sam
years
Raimi's
ago.
Spider-Man was the height of superhero movies.
Sure.
Especially Spider-Man 3.
Actually, Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man is, like, that's my favorite Spider-Man.
I like Tom Holland.
I mean, he's fine, but he's no Tobey Maguire.
He's English. Hello. That's what they do on the Weekly Planet. That's how they do his voice. It's so funny to me. Hello.
Weird.
Oh, my Master Feige. Bless your cotton socks.
Sound like characters in Labyrinth.
Yeah.
He does.
Wow. Dynamite dropping.
Sorry. I'm hungry. My mind wanders to being hungry.
Oh, my God.
Well, you make me record before dinner. This is what you get.
It's like when I'm doing the show, it's constantly, first of all, I drive most of the action on this show, but then I also have to, it's like being on the prow of a ship in a big storm with a toddler.
What?
And I have
to
constantly be grabbing you and pulling you away from, being jerked overboard. I gotta constantly be holding on to you. I gotta constantly pull your attention back to what we're doing. Hey, we're doing a show.
Well, maybe next time I'll, drink some Red Bull and
that will make you not hungry?
Help me focus. Yeah.
I'll get you some Adderall. That'll help you focus.
Right.
Jeez.
Love you.
I love you too. What are we talking about?
I don't know. Somehow we started talking about Spider-Man instead of True Blood.
You said that vampires couldn't alter their appearance.
Okay, yeah, because you said something about Eric's haircut. So, yeah, it's your fault.
Wow. You can't carry the show for 5 seconds.
Fuck off. I don't think. What are you looking at?
I wanted to make sure I had to unplug. So, okay, just behind the scenes for everybody, I wanted to make sure my microphone wasn't going to fall from the stand. So I unplugged it so that I could screw it back in, make sure it's where it's supposed to be. And then I wanted to check the levels to make sure I was still recording after I plugged it back in.
So right in front of my face, he's spinning around his microphone and looking over his shoulder, and I'm supposed to not be distracted. Just saying.
Wow, what a hard thing to do, to just talk about a show you watched.
Anyways, I shut up. You're so mean to me. He's so mean to me.
I know. It's terrible.
But the end of the season, okay.
Yeah.
The
end of our season. It's the end of our show right now.
The pilot that never took off.
Right. Well, that's what we should have called this.
Jason gets arrested because...
Jason turns himself in.
Yeah, because the killer killed his girlfriend while they were tripped out on V and in bed together, and he thinks he did it.
Apparently we saw enough of Lizzie Kaplan's boobs, and then she was able to die.
I was kind of sad that she died. Like, I hate that...
You liked her boobs?
I did like her boobs, but...
Really?
I hate... they were fine, their boobs. I mean... I hate that they made her kill that one vampire, but otherwise I really liked her character.
Yeah, So I like Lizzie Kaplan a lot as an actress, but I don't think she's attractive. And we saw her naked so much. I was like, come on.
Well, like,
let Lizzie Kaplan wear some clothes.
I didn't think she was attractive in Castle Rock.
Yeah, she's not ugly. She's not my type.
But I thought she was attractive in this. But I mean, she's younger and
she's got huge eyes.
Yeah, but I think that's cool. I like her huge eyes.
I think it's interesting. I don't find it attractive necessarily. Okay. But to each his own. What I find attractive, it doesn't matter.
But I think it's kind of weird and sad that Jason just assumes that he's the killer.
And, it's like everyone's dying around me. It must be me.
Right.
I'm a fucking, I don't know, lunatic or whatever.
The one he wouldn't take credit for was his grandma, though.
Yeah, he said I'd never kill my grandma.
So he knew.
I get that.
Which, though, if he knew that, then he should know he didn't kill anybody. Whatever.
Well, that's assuming that they were all killed by the same person, which it turns out they were, but how do you know that?
I guess that's true. And so
if you woke up to find someone else, not me, but somebody else, if you were a man, or if you had a relationship with a woman, and you woke up to find that the woman that you were sleeping with was dead, and that came on the heels of 2 other women that you were sleeping with also dying, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm not saying you'd go and turn yourself in, but wouldn't you think to yourself, what is going on? Like, why do women around me keep dying?
Well, yeah, I would definitely think that I was being targeted, that I was the common denominator, and try to figure that out, but I don't think I would assume that I did it.
And it turns out it was the guy that he worked with who hates vampires for reasons unknown.
Yeah.
His sister had sex with a vampire and he didn't like it, so he killed her.
No, it's not unknown. They killed his parents, I think. I think they said that it was him and his sister, and then...
Oh, I don't know. Did they say that?
I thought so.
Well, I didn't hear that if they said it.
Oh.
But either way, so he hates vampires. And so Jason, and like eventually they find out that that's who it is, and he gets killed. And Jason's response to this is, I am going to join a vampire-hating organization. Why?
Because he got brainwashed.
And he likes
because
that one vampire.
he was sitting in a cell with nothing else to read but the brainwashing literature.
Well, he's got a real simple mind. If one magazine's going to brainwash him to that level.
He's very simple. I mean,
he is.
It just is.
Simple Simon.
So, yeah. So
where'd Sam get all his money from? Dude's fucking
the bar?
loaded.
You see how much the people in that town drink? Just that's what he said to Tara. It's like people in this town drink.
That's a lot of money.
That's the only bar for like 100 miles or something until they get to Fantasia. I mean, it's a small town
Fantasia,
where people like to drink.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, he might have some money for some other reasons. I don't know.
Also, that woman that's sinking her claws into Tara.
Yeah, it's so weird.
They know each other somehow.
And like, I can't remember. That's why I don't think I finished season 2, because I can't remember exactly what's going on with that. And I don't think that storyline was in the books.
Interesting.
Because there's a lot of things that are different from the books. Like, I think going forward, it pretty much completely deviates.
Kind of like Dexter. The first season of Dexter follows darkly dreaming Dexter, the first of the Dexter novels. But then after that, it's completely different.
Yeah. Well, like in the books, Tara is not black, and she owns a dress shop.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, she's not sleeping with Sam. I don't think anyway. I don't remember that. So. I mean, I'd have to reread it because I read those books like 10 years ago, but still.
And we have established that you can't remember anything.
I can't remember anything. It's really, really sad.
But speaking of sad, it's time for us to end the first episode.
I had fun talking about like real life with you guys.
Yeah, I know. Let's do it again. Join patreon.com/retrolatefee and get a heaping dose of this every week.
A bunch of me trying to remember some shit that I watched like 2 days ago.
And me trying to keep her from falling overboard.
It'll be great.
Well, guys, you can tell people a bunch of stuff now.
Okay, website, www.retrolatefee.com.
That's true.
On there is a link to my Pinterest if you want to follow me on Pinterest. I put a lot of interesting things, I think, in our board.
It's very Pinteresting.
And we have, as we said, we already went over all that stuff at the beginning. Like
let's do it again.
Okay, our Twitter accounts are retro_Carol and
retro_latefee.
And what else? Oh,
Instagram,
we have a YouTube channel.
YouTube.
And a TikTok.
Yeah, our YouTube channel is, I think our YouTube channel is massive, just Massive Late Fee.
Yeah. But Mark likes to make videos with little snippets from our episodes, and they're pretty funny.
Check out the videos.
Yeah. He kind of takes all the good stuff and just shrinks it down into like 5 minutes with pictures.
More like a minute and a half.
Oh, okay.
That's about all the good stuff I can find.
So thanks for sticking with us to get that minute and a half, guys.
That's right. It's like searching for the heroin amidst the baking powder.
Wow.
Just one little taste. That's all you need.
Yeah, so, check us out. Say hello.
Yeah, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.